What if I told you that your financial success, leadership, and legacy come down to one thing: your mindset? Most people think wealth building is about strategies, timing, or intelligence. But here's the truth: it's how you think what determines how far you go. The difference between someone who builds lasting wealth and someone who doesn't isn't talent or luck. It's their mental framework. I've experienced this firsthand, from navigating personal adversities to managing investments across 10 countries. I've seen one pattern again and again. Wealth isn't built just on numbers, it's built on mindset. If you're ready to break free from short term thinking, embrace timeless principles, and think like a true investor, stay with me. This is about building the fundamental foundation for wealth and influence. Wealth is built on principles, not gimmicks. And while strategies may change, the psychology behind wealth building is timeless. Morgan Housel, in his book, The Psychology of Money, highlights that wealth isn't about how much you make, it's about how much you keep and grow. This book inspired me to think deeply about the habits, behaviors, and mindsets that separate successful investors from everyone else. Let's explore 5 timeless lessons that apply to wealth, leadership, and life. Each principle comes with a story and makes it real. Number 1. Wealth is what you don't see. Housel writes, spending money to show people how much money you have is the fastest way to have less money. Think about it for a second. I've once worked with a client, a high income earner, who drove luxury cars and owned designer everything. From the outside, he looked wealthy. But when we dug into his finances, it was clear he was living paycheck to paycheck. His problem wasn't income, it was mindset. We shifted his focus from spending to saving and then to investing. Within 5 years, he turned his financial situation around, growing his net worth to over $8 million. The lesson: true wealth isn't flashy, it's quiet. It's the freedom to live life on your own terms. Number 2, the power of room for error. Another insight from Housel in the importance of room for error. He explains that the most successful investors aren't the ones who are always right. They're the ones who survive their mistakes. I've seen this play out in real life. A colleague once made a massive bet on a single investment, convinced it was a sure thing. When it didn't pan out, he lost nearly everything. Contrast that with another investor who diversified and always kept a cash reserve. His portfolio weathered market downturns because he planned for the unexpected. What is the takeaway? Always leave room for error. Build a cushion into your finances and your decisions. It's not about avoiding risk, it's about managing it wisely. Number 3, compounding works in wealth and in life. We've all heard about compounding in finance, but here's the twist: compounding works not just in money, but in habits, relationships, and decisions. Let me share an example. When I started building my portfolio, I focused on consistent, modern returns. Many others chased high risk, high reward opportunities. But by staying steady, my investments grew exponentially over time. Compounding is like planting seeds. At first, the growth is invisible, but over time, it becomes monumental. Think of it this way: if you improve just 1% every day, you'll be 37 times better by the end of the year. That's the power of small, consistent actions. Number 4, control is the true measure of wealth. One of my favorite lessons from the psychology of money is that wealth isn't about the numbers, it's about control. control over your time, your decisions, and your life. I remember working with an investor who was financially successful, but constantly stressed. He was tied to obligations he didn't enjoy and felt trapped despite his wealth. We worked to restructure his portfolio, prioritizing passive income and long term freedom. Within a few years, he was able to step away from his business and focus on what truly mattered to him, his family, and his passion for philanthropy. The real value of wealth isn't in what you own, it's in what it's in the freedom it gives you. Number 5. Nobody is crazy. We've all see the world differently. Housel reminds us that everyone's financial decisions make sense to them based on their experiences. This principle has taught me to approach wealth building with empathy. For example, I've worked with clients from vastly different backgrounds, from Latam to the Middle East. Some grew up with scarcity and some are overcautious. Others grew up in abundance and take unnecessary risks. By understanding their perspectives, I've been able to guide them toward balanced, more strategic decisions. The key is to remember that your financial journey is unique. Focus on what works for you, not what looks good. Now let's bring this home with some actionable steps. If you want to build an investment mindset grounded in these timeless principles, start here. Track what you don't spend. Begin measuring your savings rate. It's a better indicator of wealth than income is. Create a margin of error. Always set aside about 10 to 20% of your income as a safety net. Think of it as insurance for your future. Also, focus on your small wins. Start a habit of saving or investing just 1% more each month. Watch how those small actions compound over time. And most importantly, take time to reflect on what wealth means to you. Is it freedom? Is it security? Is it legacy? Define it clearly. That clarity will drive your decisions. Mindset isn't just part of wealth building, it's foundation. The way you think shapes your actions, and your actions shape your results. If you want to dive deeper, I've created a guide on the investment mindset blueprint, a practical tool to help you rewire your thinking and build lasting wealth. Download it today and take the first step toward transformation. And in the next video, we'll explore how to build resilience in uncertain markets in life. It's the skill that turns setbacks into stepping stones. Remember, the greatest investment you can make is your mindset. Let's build it together.